Hi everyone, I'm Marisa, and this class is for pregnant and postpartum women, but it's also a great sequence for anyone to do. So if you're one of my regular yoga students or a loved one or partner of a pregnant woman, this class will also be perfect for you, and I'm certain that you'll get a lot out of it. For this class today, what you need is a wall, if you have it, to use. And if you don't have a wall to use, a solid piece of furniture, such as the end of a couch or a table that you can press your foot into is ideal. But I'll also show some of the poses without using the wall in case you don't have a wall or a surface to extend into. And then also what you'll need is a bolster like this, which this is a yoga bolster, or a stack of blankets or towels or a couch cushion, something so that you can lay your back over an elevated surface. And then if you happen to have a belt, there's one pose we'll do with the belt. You could also use literally a belt for your pants. Actually, these are called straps, these yoga straps, or even a necktie. And then if you have one or two blocks, that's great. But again, if you don't have the blocks, the poses will also work great without them. So to begin, I'm not going to have you begin today sitting upright and chanting Om or anything. But today, I'd like you to come on the floor with the soles of your feet together. So that's Baddha Konasana. And then the props that are behind you that you're going to extend over, they should be just a little bit away from the back side of you. And then take your hands to the floor and extend upright through your torso, upright from bottom to top, and keep this extension in the trunk so you're not sinking down into your pelvic floor or compressing the spine at all, but actually working on extending upright from the very beginning here, using your hands behind you to support you, and then come back over the prop. And as you come back over the prop, you'll have to adjust your hands and arms so that they can still work to help you, to support you as you lay over the prop. And then one towel or something that you have for your head is ideal if you have it, so that your head can be higher than your shoulders a little bit. And then just relax your arms at your sides and just be here for a little bit, right here in the very beginning. You can close your eyes or keep them open, but if you prefer to keep them open, look downwards at your cheeks, not up towards the ceiling. And just allow yourself to relax as much as you can right now. Of course, you need to stay awake, not get sleepy, but do feel the body and allow yourself to relax and let go. You can also notice your breathing and deepen the length of your inhalation and your exhalation a little bit now also. Today's class is to help with physical and psychological stability. And a way that the yoga poses do that is that they help you to build physical strength to support the body so that the body can feel a little bit more at ease because you have strength and connection to your body, that you're able to use your body as you need to. And when your body is strong, that helps your mind feel strong, stable, capable. And then when you have these kind of basic physical aspects of you improving or growing, then the more subtle aspects of you also strengthen and become more known to you. And these are things such as your breathing, the energy and effort that you're doing somewhat without knowing it, that you're continuing to breathe, that your heart is continuing to pump, and that there is this energy moving through you since the moment you were born, or even prior to when you were born, to help sustain your life. And so the yoga practice can help support that and also help you to begin to be more aware and connected to the subtle aspects of you, subtle aspects of life. From here, bring your legs up so your feet are on the floor, and then roll over towards your right. And take your time, but come all the way up to sitting, and come and sit on your heels. And so if it's not comfortable to sit on your heels, you can put something under your buttocks. You could sit cross-legged, but come sitting upright And if you're able to have your legs folded like this, please do. I'll turn to the side. And then keep your shoulders aligned upright over your pelvis. And in fact, take your hands to your waist so your thumbs are in back, and kind of, not kind of, but extend your thumbs down towards the buttocks so that your low back is elongating, dropping your buttocks a little bit more down towards your feet. And in the front of the body, lift up from below the navel, lift upwards towards your chest. So it's the same thing if you're sitting cross-legged or if you're sitting with your legs straight out in front of you. You want to try to descend the back waist over the buttocks down, and lengthen and lift the front of the body from low in the body. Then take your hands here in front of you, interlace your fingers and press your palms forward. The best you can, keep your collarbones broad, lift your chest, and then take your arms up overhead. Gaze eye level in front of you. Keep adjusting the pelvis, as I mentioned already, where the low back is descending. Lift upwards in the front of the body so that by lifting in the lower torso, you're able to eventually lift your upper chest more and more and descend your shoulders. Keep your head centered over your shoulders and just look forward in front of you, and then extend your arms out to the sides and all the way down. Keep the torso tall and upright. Take your hands again in front of you and interlace your fingers so the other little pinky is on the outside of the interlace of your fingers. And then extend the palms forward. Please don't lean forward with your shoulders or upper torso, but keep the shoulders and the pelvis aligned. Let your tops of your feet and the shin bones press down onto the floor a little more to help stabilize the position of your legs and to stabilize that lower section of you so that you can sit up more tall and elongated through the torso, and then take your arms up overhead. Of course, when the arms come up overhead, there's more length and extension coming into the torso, so feel that. But also the shoulders, the upper body wants to lift upwards towards the ears or towards your head. So pull the shoulders and the shoulder blades down your back as much as you can, and keep the arms straight and extend the center of your palms upwards towards the ceiling. And breathe normally, and then reach your fingertips to the ceiling, and then extend your arms all the way out and all the way down. From here, come around, and hopefully you still have your props here that are on the floor, whatever you're using. You're going to take downward dog. Take your hands on either side of the prop that you have, tuck your toes under behind you, and begin to lift up. And as you begin to lift up, walk your feet so they're as wide as your mat, and then straighten your arms and straighten your legs, and release your neck and head, and let your neck and head, let just your head, really that third eye spot there at the center of your forehead, let that press into the bolster or whatever props you have there. It's pretty important that you don't bend your arms and your legs so that you can bring your head to the block or to the prop. So try to keep the legs and arms extended, keep your torso extended, and then adjust whatever it is that you have so that your head can stay aligned, right? The ears and upper arms are aligned, your neck is long, and you're able to rest your forehead into a solid surface. When you have your forehead resting like this on a prop, it allows your head to relax a little because it can release into that surface. It helps to quiet your mind. And it also, because of that relaxation, that sense of ease in the head, neck area, even into the mind, then it can give you a bit more energy to extend your arms and legs more fully and lengthen through the torso more completely. And then from here, go ahead and bend your legs and come all the way down. And then take your time, but come all the way up to standing. So no child's pose, at least not yet. And when you come to standing, you can look down at your feet, and your outer feet and your outer hips can be aligned for standing position, or you can walk them in a little closer together, or you could have them be all the way touching, the insides of your feet touching. For pregnancy, if the feet are touching, it's really only during the first trimester. After that, you want to keep the expansion and spaciousness that needs to take place in your pelvis, in your hips and lower torso area. You want to keep that opening supported through the poses so your feet are apart. So stand tall, gaze eye level in front of you, and begin to feel your 2 feet on the floor with your deepest attention. So that means that you're balancing the weight across your 2 feet, that the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet are pressing down evenly and equally, and that you can feel the weight on your 2 feet, and that there's stability there because you have very solid footing. And then begin to lengthen your legs. So you can extend your lower legs a little bit more down to help stabilize your footing. You can engage the muscles in your quadricep area, those quadricep muscles, lifting the kneecaps and drawing the thighs up in towards the hip sockets. Be here. And then feel the torso lifting from bottom to top. And keep your chest open and lifted, and then bend the legs a little bit so that you can then, again, take your hands to your waist, your thumbs behind, and draw the thumbs down towards the buttocks a little bit so that the back end of your buttocks is dropping towards the heels of your feet. And keep the back end of your buttocks dropping towards the heels of your feet. Lift the pubic bone in the front of the body upwards, or just the general area below the navel lifting upwards. And then keep all that as you straighten your legs. And you may find that you have to keep a little bend in your legs in order to keep the low back a bit elongating. You're not flattening your low back, but you're elongating the low back so that you're not leaning really into your low back. And you're standing here in the upright position, lifting the torso, opening and broadening your chest. Extend your arms through to your fingertips, and just for a moment longer, gaze eye level in front of you. Notice your breathing also. And then come around so that you're using the full length of your mat, so you don't want to have anything on your mat. If you happen to have a block, you can use that now, but I'll show you how without. And then if you have a wall, this is when you would use the wall. So this is triangle pose next. So you're going to walk your feet apart till your back foot, this is my right, the back foot, the right foot is pressing into the wall or whatever solid piece of furniture that you have, that you can extend that back leg, that right leg, and press the outer foot into the base so that there's stability there with that foot pressing into something. And when that leg is extending and the foot is pressing or stabilized by another entity, the wall or whatever you have, then that'll help you feel that the right leg is drawn up and hooking into the right hip socket. So this whole right leg, hip, foot area should feel very stable. Then you turn the left leg from the inside towards the outside so the toes point towards your left, and raise your arms upright. From here, lift the torso from bottom to top. You can remember just that last pose we did where you're descending your back waist a little bit down over your buttocks as you lift the pubic bone in front. Keep all that, extend over towards the side, and then take your hand down to the block. If you don't have a block, hold below your knee or even up above your knee. Pull your right arm up, your left arm down. Extend that right leg, press the outer right foot into the surface it's touching, and feel that right leg hook into the right hip socket. Pull your arms apart. You can press down with your left hand into the block or maybe into your leg. Draw your chest towards your left, then turn your torso and look up towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and turn and revolve the torso towards the ceiling again. Breathe normally, and then to come out, inhale, come up and out. And be all the way here standing upright. And then turn your feet forward and walk your feet in and come to the other side so your back foot is touching the wall. I'm going to show here for those that don't have a wall. So you walk your feet apart, right? Just like before. In this one, your left foot would press into the wall. Turn your right toes towards the center of the room and raise your arms up to the height of your shoulders. Solid footing, long legs, lift in the torso, extend the arms and reach over towards the right and take your hand down to wherever you're working. Pull the left arm straight up from the right. So if you have a wall, it's the same thing. You're able to extend that left leg, press the outer left foot into the wall or the piece of furniture, and feel that left leg hook up into the left hip socket. Without a wall, you can still feel that, right? You can definitely still feel that. So note that and work in that way. Draw your torso towards your right, then turn your torso upwards towards the ceiling and look up at your upper hand. Be here, breathing normally, right? If you're pregnant, for sure relax your belly. If you're postpartum, you can draw your navel in a little bit so that you're engaging the lower abdominal muscles. But everyone can turn their torso from right to left and look up towards the ceiling. If it's hard on your neck, you can look forward. You can even look down at the forward leg. To come out, inhale, come all the way up and all the way out. Feet forward and then arms down. Walk your feet in. And come back again to the first side, right? The first side. So that when you walk your feet apart, the back leg is the right leg. This is side angle extended pose. Turn the left leg towards the center of the room and raise your arms up. Note here that your shoulders and your pelvis are aligned. Keep that as you bend the forward leg. So you're not leaning over towards your left, at least not yet. Bend the forward leg, and to help you bend this forward leg, you need to keep extending the back leg and pressing that outer left foot into the surface it's touching, if you have that. Then again, the back waist a bit, it's dropping down. It's not that you're flattening your low back, but you're trying to prevent compression in the low back. So a bit, descend the back waist down towards the floor and lift the pubic bone up in the front of the body. Then to complete the pose, extend over towards the left, take your hand down to the block or to the floor, or you could take your arm on the inside of the left knee, raise your right arm up. So the left arm is extending down from the left shoulder, the right arm is extending up from the right shoulder if you have your arms extended apart. Turn your right palm towards the left, that's for everyone, and then extend the right arm by the right ear. So you're here, this is part of the pose, but it's not over. Re-extend the straight leg and bend the bent leg, and then turn the torso and look up on the inside of your right upper arm. If it's too hard to look up, you can keep looking forward. Soften the shoulders away from your ears and feel the whole right side of the body long, where the right leg is extending out to the right and the right arm is extending over your head towards the left. Make sure you're not lifting your shoulders, but you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears and opening your chest towards the ceiling. To come out of this, press down through your feet, inhale and come all the way up and all the way out. Then feet forward, walk your feet in. So these standing poses are very intense. They're very deep when you work in them in the way that you are working. They're full body poses. They build strength in the whole body. They help with poise. They improve your posture immensely. They help stabilize you. So second side, again, I'll show the way if you don't have a wall, but you're turning, you have wide footing, then you're turning your toes towards the right, arms up. From here, pelvis and shoulders stay aligned, and then you bend the forward leg. Then bend the forward leg, straighten the back leg, then complete the pose extending to the right, taking your hand to the spot where you're working, raising your left arm straight up from the left shoulder. Then turn the left palm towards the right and extend the left arm by the left ear. So from here, bend the forward leg a little more and straighten the back leg. Press the outer left foot down. If you're pressing into a surface, really feel that. Feel the left leg long, even from the low back on the left side, extend over the left buttock cheek and out through the left outer foot. And then draw the torso to the right, extend your left arm to the right, turn your torso from right to left and look up towards the ceiling on the inside of your left arm, if you can do it that deeply. Breathe normally, and then inhale, come up and out. Good, feet forward, arms down, walk your feet in. Stand tall. If you might take Tadasana for a moment, feel the lengthiness of the limbs and the upright extension in the torso. Feel your whole body, be aware of your breathing, and try to be at ease as much as you can. And then the next position is half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. So you can use the wall here. I'm going to show with the wall. If you don't have a wall, you're just doing it in the middle of the room, same parts, but you're just doing it in the middle of the room. Another option, especially if you're late in pregnancy and you feel and you know it and you feel comfortable, doing it against the wall where the back's at the wall, then you're coming over into the pose, then please do it that way. Even if you're late in pregnancy, it's still safe to do it the way I'm showing, but if you prefer to adjust to the wall, go ahead. So in this one, you walk your feet apart so that they're narrow. So they are apart, yes, but they're not as wide as they were in the last two standing poses. Then you turn your toes towards the left and stand tall and upright, and then take your arms up to the height of your shoulders. And then you extend over to the left and take your hand to the block. Oh, and if you don't have a block, you can hold your shin here. You pull the right arm up from the left. So this is kind of a short stance this is definitely a short stance of triangle pose. So my feet aren't as wide as they typically would be in full triangle pose. Then from here, you can lower your upper arm, which is the right, just to your waist. So just be relaxed there in the shoulder, and you don't have to think too much about the right arm right now. Then look down at your left foot, bend the left leg, and step a little forward, with the right foot. So you can take your block in front of your left foot and raise your back leg, which is the right leg, up and press it into the wall. So the right foot, you're going to have to look or tell on your own that the right foot is extending straight out from the right side of your hip, right, from the right low back. Take your left hand, press it into the block, and if you're having to have your hand on the floor, go ahead. It can be on the floor. And extend your right arm, up from your left. Then from here, keep both legs very active. Press the left foot into the floor, the right foot into the wall. Feel both legs moving into the hip sockets and out towards the feet. Draw your torso towards your left or away from the right leg and turn the torso from left to right. You can look forward in front of you or up at your right hand, or you can look down at the floor in front of you. Feel very dynamic through all four limbs, right? That means all four limbs are working actively and they're kind of working the same amount, right? And then the last point is draw that left thigh up into the left hip socket and draw your left buttock cheek a little forward to help you open your pelvis a little bit more and your belly a little bit more upright towards the ceiling. To come out, you can look down, bend the forward leg, lower the right arm and the right leg, step back into that short stance of the 2 feet and legs, triangle pose. Pull the right arm up, then inhale, lift all the way up and all the way out. Feet forward. Walk your feet in and take a moment just to feel here. And then come to the other side. And on this one, I'll show without the wall. So you're coming to the other side, walking your feet apart. It's like a narrow stance, turning your toes towards your right, arms up. Extend over, take your hand down to the block, under the right shoulder, pull your left arm up from your right. Lower your left hand down to your waist, your hip area, look forward towards your right foot, bend the right leg, pick up the block, and as you step the left foot in a little bit, you're able to take the block in front of the right foot, and then you can raise the back leg up. Be here, you can keep looking down at the floor for stability. Extend through both legs. Press the left foot into the wall if it's there, otherwise act as if you're pressing it into a wall. Draw your left leg towards the left and your torso in the direction of your head. You can pull your arms apart, one above the other, and turn the torso upwards towards the ceiling. You can continue to look down at the floor or upwards towards the space in front of you or towards the ceiling. Be here, breathing, opening your chest. And then the last point is you draw that right thigh up into the right hip socket, draw your right buttock forward, extend both legs, extend both arms. Feel the very dynamic aspect of the pose through the limbs that will help you extend the torso. To come out, you can lower the left arm, bend the right leg, step back with the left foot, draw the right hand and block underneath your right shoulder, pull your arms apart. Then inhale, come all the way up and all the way out, feet forward, arms down. Then from here, walk your feet in, feet together or slightly apart, or outer feet aligned with your outer hips. Stand tall for a moment. So a few more standing positions. From here, come around so that if you have a wall that's behind you or a piece of furniture just behind you, and then take your arms and wrap them around the back side of you, grabbing onto the opposite upper arms. If you know the position where you can take your palms in prayer position but behind you, go ahead and do that. It can be a little tricky with the shirt, but try to draw the fingers together, then the palms, and walk your hands up your backside. If this is comfortable for you, you can do this one. I'm going to show grabbing the opposite arms. Make sure you keep the front of your chest, your collarbones area, open and broad, and your shoulders are moving down your back. And then, standing a little bit away from the wall, walk your feet apart so that your right foot is forward, your left foot is back, and your left heel is pressing into a solid surface. Then press your feet into the ground, balance the weight across the two of them, like earlier, but now your feet are in different positions. One is forward, one is back. Balance the weight across the balls of the feet and the heels of the feet. Engage the legs, lengthen the legs, and lift the torso from bottom to top. Pull the shoulders down your back, and then lift the rib cage up from bottom to top. Begin to lift your chest upwards towards the ceiling and come into a back bend for the upper back. So don't strain. This is perfectly safe for pregnancy. You should feel a light stretch from the pubic bone all the way up towards your sternum chest. Keep your legs very active and elongate the back waist down over your buttocks so that you're lengthening up and out of your low back and easily feeling a lift coming from the pubic bone all the way up to the upper chest. Keep all of this and then come forward. Come forward, 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 and come halfway down so that your torso is still extending towards the top of the mat or the other side of the room from where you're standing. You can look down at your right foot easily, so look at it and then press the inner right foot into the floor and draw the outer right hip back at the same time. The back leg, the left leg, press the heel into the wall a lot and lengthen that left leg more and more and more. And with the solid footing and those long, strong legs, draw your torso more forward without drawing your shoulders upwards towards your ears. Breathe normally, and then when you're ready now, inhale and come all the way up and all the way out. Just keep breathing. Turn towards your left and then walk your feet in. And come and face again the center of your space. You can release your arms and let them hang at your sides for a moment. Feel the back waist a little bit dropping towards the buttock, the pubic bone in front lifting upwards. And then go ahead and adjust your arms behind you again. And you can do opposite arm fold. If you're folding your arms behind you, do it the opposite direction. Left foot forward, right foot back. Adjusting your footing so that your feet are wide apart and the feet are firmly placed on the floor. From here, press the inner left foot down, inner left foot, that's the forward foot. Press it down and draw the outer left hip back. Straighten the back leg, that's the right leg, and rotate the right thigh inward and press the right heel into the surface it's touching. That is, if you have a surface. And then lift the torso upwards from bottom to top, lift your chest, look upwards towards the ceiling, but don't strain your throat or your neck. If you're gripping your throat or your jaw, when you look up, just look forward in front of you. But everyone, draw the shoulder blades in the back of the body upwards and inwards towards the chest, which is lifting towards the ceiling. Lengthening again from the pubic bone upwards towards the sternum chest or towards the collarbones, and trying to keep length in the low back at the same time. And then keep the legs very strong, very stable, and come forward halfway down. Press the inner left foot more firmly into the ground now and draw the outer left hip back at the same time. Straighten the right leg, rotate the right thigh inward. So as you're here, balance the weight across the 2 feet, even though they're in different positions, and lengthen both legs. And with that, for the last moments, lengthen your torso more towards the top of the mat or the center of the room where you are. Breathe normally, and with balance and ease and focus, inhale and come all the way up and all the way out. And then turn towards the right, release your arms, walk your feet in. And then right away, come down. In this one, when you come to the floor, if you're pregnant, it's important that you sit up on a blanket roll. So these are actually beach blankets. So I have one behind me. Come sitting up on it. It's less critical if you've just given birth in the last year or so, or if you're not somebody that's pregnant or just given birth. And then bring your feet together in Baddha Konasana. And then if you have a belt or a strap, it's doable without it, but if you have a belt or a strap, take it now. So feet are together, you're sitting on the floor, maybe over a blanket or something, or maybe not, and then take the belt around the pinky toe sides of your feet and towards the outer ankle, and then hold on to both sides of the strap. Bend your arms so that your upper arms, elbows are near the rib cage, and then pull on the strap. When you pull on the strap, you may have your feet move closer towards you. That's fine, but you don't have to. If it's not comfortable for the feet to be any closer, don't move the feet closer towards your body, but instead let them be there. Feel the feet pressing into one another because you're pulling on the strap. Feel your legs stabilize and ground. And then feel also how with some arm strength and an effort of lifting the torso from bottom to top, you actually can sit very tall and upright. So go ahead and work here. Relax your gaze forward in front of you. Soften your face. But work on lifting the torso upwards from bottom to top. So that would be the pubic bone lifting up in front, all the way up towards the chest. Pull the shoulders down your back. Feel the back waist, and any amount you can, drop the back waist towards the bottom end of your buttocks as you're here sitting very tall and very upright. Soften your belly. There should not be a grip in this one, in the belly area. And lift your chest. Last moments, lift your chest and see if you can breathe into your upper chest a few times. And then go ahead, you can release and let go of the prop belt. To come out of this, to help support the hip and pelvic region, even the groins in front, take your hands on the outer legs and lift your legs up. So using some arms strength to help lift your legs, and you can stretch them and extend them out in front of you. For this next one, take again your prop, whatever you have there that can support your backside, the torso, and also something for your head. This is Supta Virasana, right? This is Supta Virasana. And that's the one where you sit on the floor with your legs bent. I'll show here, and if you can't do it, then you're going to do a variation. For pregnancy, your knees are apart and your feet are wider than your knees. If you're not pregnant, then your knees could actually touch all the way. Oh, so it looks like this. For pregnancy, the knees need to be apart, the feet wider than the knees. And then knees together for non-pregnant people, feet wider than the knees. It's normal that you'll do that. And then take your fingertips and fingers, really. I use the fingertips here so I can get them way up and in. I'll show you from the side. And pull the flesh back away from the knee joint so that you have a little more room in your knees, and then sit down in between your feet. If you really can't do this, then just do the pose with straight legs. You'll get lots of the same benefits out of the pose. If you find that you're here and you're not sitting all the way down on the floor, just stay, that's fine. Don't put anything underneath you, at least not for now. Or the other thing I could say is that if you know how to do this because I've taught you in a live class, or some other teacher that you know and trust has taught you some variation, then go ahead and do that now. But I suggest that if you're almost on the floor but you're not quite, that's fine. Eventually it'll come down as you release the low back as you open in front. From here, you want to have the prop not touching you in the very beginning, but a little bit away, like one width of your side of your palm here, like this, between you and that prop. And then hands behind you so that you can help lift your torso upright, and with an extension upright in the torso, you lay back and over, this long extension through the trunk, especially the front of the body, especially for pregnancy, up and over the prop, and then palms up at your sides. If you're pregnant and you find that this is too low of a setup for you, then you put towels, blankets, something so it's not just the height of one bolster or whatever you have that would equal one bolster. To come out, don't come out yet if you're in it, but to come out, hands at your sides and lift straight up if you can is better, so you don't tweak your hip or your knee joint. If it's too much for you to have your legs crossed like that, then just come sitting so your legs are stretched out in front, hands behind you, lift the torso strongly so you have extension in the spine and through the rib cage, and then the organs inside there and the baby, the placenta all have lots of room to expand into, to move into, you're creating space there in the trunk, and then palms up at your sides. Make sure that you have a pillow or something underneath your head so that your chin is a little lower than your forehead. And be here breathing long and deep. Long and deep, easy breathing. I'm going to play a little music for you. So as long as you're comfortable, stay in the position that you're in. And in a short time, I'll ask you to come up and out. And if you're in the full bent leg position, I'll explain to you the best way to come up and out. But for now, just relax. It's important that you rest now, that you're able to feel your body and allow the four limbs to really become very quiet and still. The standing poses take a lot of energy and effort every time that you practice. And so now let them rest after having done that work for today. Regardless of your leg position, the torso is supported over some height, some props. Breathe freely so that you can feel the breath moving in and out of the torso, and allow the torso to expand and broaden, especially on the inhalation. Feeling strong and stable in the physical body helps the mind understand strength and stability. And then when the mind has strength and stability as part of its awareness, a part of its deep understanding, then that's very soothing and supportive of the body. In yoga, we work in this physical way through the postures and some of the breathing, and that helps support the muscles, the skin, the organs, the joints, etc. But eventually, as we practice, we become aware and more connected to the subtle aspects of our body and of life. And that refers to the natural breathing that's taking place, the blood flow, the beat of your heart, the fact that you were born, one day you'll also die, and that there's this rhythm and flow that's always taking place, and we can become more connected to it and more in understanding of this mystery of life by first stabilizing ourselves in a physical way so that we can be more open to the aspects of us and of things on this planet that are more subtle. To prepare yourself to come out, breathe freely and a little more fully. You can wiggle your fingers a little bit and your toes. If you have straight legs, you can bend your legs and roll to the right and rest on your side there and come up when you're ready. If you're sitting in the first pose that I demonstrated, I'm going to call this the full pose of Virasana, Supta Virasana, reclining heroine pose. Take your hands by your feet, press your hands into the floor and lift upwards, lifting your chest in particular. Come all the way up. Take your time, come forward onto your hands and knees, crisscross your lower legs behind you and sit back behind your feet on your buttocks, and then stretch your legs out in front. So when you stretch your legs out in front, have your feet slightly apart, hands at your sides, press your thighs into the floor and lift your torso from bottom to top. And then if you have rolled over onto your side, go ahead and come up to sitting. And then everyone come up to sitting And if you're pregnant, for sure, sit up on some elevation, but it's good for all of you also. So sit upright, cross your legs, or some comfortable leg position. Sit tall. You can bring your hands together in front of your sternum chest, or one palm on top of the other on your sternum chest. This is the end of this practice for now. Thank you very much for working hard and making an effort to build strength and stability in your physical and mental self. Have a great day. Namaste.